I don't think anything is ever as easy as it looks, especially today with social media, where you are only seeing the easiest or the most beautiful parts of people's lives. You're not always seeing the struggle, the difficulties, the long hours, the very unglamorous part of being glamorous. I think it's more important to be a part of a good project necessarily than having the biggest role in maybe, say, a bad project.
Hi guys, this is Ankita. You're tuned into PeepingMoon.com. And today on Rising Stars, we have with us the stunning, the beautiful, the one you are yet to meet properly in Indianized avatar, none other than Kaif's sibling, Isabelle Kaif. Hi Isabelle, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing good. Hi, guys.
Isabelle, tell me something. How did this Bollywood dream started? Of course, we know you did see your sister Katrina Kaif being such a successful star, but beyond everything, there's something within oneself which says that hey, I want to be an actress, and that too in a Hindi medium where you literally have to relearn a new language, new learn a language per se. How did Isabel discover that hey, I want to be an actress?
So it was actually in a bit of a roundabout way. I always wanted to be a dancer, and I started dancing as a kid. And then when we moved to Chennai, and I really started like watching a lot of Bollywood cinema, going back to the classics, getting like a sense of the whole of the films. And there was something that just spoke to me. It was like the golden era of cinema, but it had maintained, it was still going. And something about still having the songs and dance, the romanticism of it. I was like, if I can just figure out how to act, maybe I'll get a chance at doing this. I was like, I know I can dance, but let me see if I can figure out this acting thing. Because I was also quite a shy child. So I didn't know if like I'd be comfortable doing that or whatever. So I went to drama school and I ended up loving acting more than I ever did dancing. Sorry. And becoming just connecting on a slightly deeper level. I became more passionate about it, and dancing kind of faded a little bit. And I just became so focused on acting. But yeah, the how I got into it was through dancing and wanting to be a part of this medium. And what I kind of saw is like the golden age of cinema. Yeah.
Isabel, it's easier said than done. You didn't choose a traditional path to enter the films, like we normally say. You dabbled your hand in West production, then some modeling, then some advertising on TV, a couple of fashion shows, and you took your good sweet time. Was it deliberate to get accustomed to the Bollywood, or your debut? I should genuinely ask you, just got delayed.
It was a combination of things. I always say life likes to surprise you. You make your plans and then life happens. And yeah, so I was very involved in theater in New York. And I just became fascinated with the whole process. I wanted to understand like how one makes a film. So I did. I worked as an assistant director. I worked as a line producer. Line producing, like my heart goes out to you guys. It is such a hard job. Like God bless you, seriously. I did like 2 jobs and I was like, no, 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 no. This is not for me. Definitely back to assistant directing, definitely back to acting. I can't. So yeah, I just kind of got caught up and things kept happening and I would get like, oh, come work on this project. And it was a really good film and it was a director I really wanted to assist. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then coming back here, the debut did get delayed a little bit. Some things didn't quite go as planned. And I just kind of stuck around. I've been auditioning, casting, trying to read for different parts, seeing how that goes. And then this project came along and things worked out. And it just kind of seemed that maybe this was the way it was supposed to go. And, touch wood, God willing, that now things are moving forward and fingers crossed.
Isabel, any industry, be it in modeling or be it in acting, it's not an easy job. You have to be under arc lights for the longest time. Even your private life is under arc lights. It's like people have access to a piece of you out there in the public domain. Um, you have seen a star growing up in your family and you're walking in the same footsteps. Was there ever a scare? Did did Katrina, as an elder sibling, try to uh, give you a certain piece of advice or warning? Or even when you walked in towards this field, you are aware that let world say whatever may be, it is not as easy as it looks. This comes at a price.
It definitely comes at a price. I don't think anything is ever as easy as it looks, especially today with social media, where you are only seeing the easiest or the most beautiful parts of people's lives. You're not always seeing the struggle, the difficulties, the long hours, the very unglamorous part of being glamorous. um, but yeah, no, I've she's always been a very private person. I've always been a very private person, but I think kind of seeing the way she's handled it has helped me be able to take that step back and realize that 80% of it is not personal. They don't know you. They're saying things, they're seeing a very small thing, whether it be the press or comments or haters or, being trolled on Insta or Twitter or whatever. That it isn't personal, and taking that step back, not reading everything, never read the comments, like, you know, um, and just, you know, working towards having that confidence and to put your work out there. And yes, some people aren't going to like it. Some people are going to be mean. Some people are going to say that, but that's okay. Let them, and just focus on your work. And again, it's not personal. They don't actually know you. It's not like they've sat down and you've been friends and you've had many conversations and then they're turning around and saying these things. They're seeing it from an outsider's point of view. So everyone's entitled to their opinion. Don't take it personally. Just focus on your work and try to keep that little distance for your own mental, sanity as well.
Exactly. Exactly. You're so right that not everyone knows you personally, and you can't let
Hmm.
their judgment affect how you work.
Yeah, they're judging you off one photo or a few second interview or you walking on the street, and they're judging you off that one little second of time in your life. So don't let it affect your entire mentality on how you view yourself. And I feel that applies to everyone now with social media, because everybody has their lives on display. It's no longer just celebrities or actors or models or whatever. It's everybody's having
Everyone.
this now to some certain degree, whether it's a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand. Like, everybody's having this exposure and this constant input from others and judgment almost from others on their life. So I feel this applies to just like everybody.
Isabel, how have been the auditions like to you? Because I have heard it from even on you as well that you did audition for multiple parts before a proper film came into your kitty and how it worked. Has it been an issue? Why I ask that people expect you to do a certain kind of role, that you are fair and you give a certain kind of vibe. We can't see you in this avatar or that. Did you face that kind of dilemma when you started stepping in and giving auditions, to be already stereotyped, stereotyped without even going for a first shot?
100%. Yes. Definitely that is there. But you know what? I feel that is there genuinely, but my personal, like, individual auditioning experiences have been too good. I can't tell you how much better it is auditioning in India than it is, say, in America. Like, the way the casting directors work with you, the style of auditions they do here, it's just so much more inviting. It's so much more collaborative. Like, here, you're allowed to move around the room. They'll almost like do the scene with you. As in the States, you're standing like this. This is your thing. No, 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 no. You're saying your lines. You can't move. You can't. Da, 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 da. It's a mid-tight shot, and you're rooted. Here, you move. You interact. The readers actually act with you. They're just not there da, 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 reading in their corners. So it's just been so much more of a rewarding experience, I would say, auditioning here, working with the casting directors here. It's just so much more collaborative. They really get involved in it and they make you feel like it's just so much better. It just is.
Lovely. Um, so, if you could talk me through, Isabel, about 2021, the plans. What are you looking forward to about the film which we just got announced? I would like to hear it from you, that how Isabel today views 21, knowing that all of us had 20, a very dicey year, and a lot of things which were just about to get ready and come out, they had to had a restricted, uh, certain kind of restriction on them. So what about 21? How Isabel sums up her 21?
You know what? And I don't, and I I don't know if this is the most correct way to say it, because obviously 2020 was a brutal year. Everyone really struggled, in and out of the industry just as a planet. I think we all struggled together a little bit. But I entered 2021 like really excited and like kind of in a good headspace. And I don't know if that's a bad thing to say, but something about that time just really shifted my perspective of things, made me a lot more calm, put my priorities back like a little more centered how they should be rather than everything being about work, 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 work. Um, and I'm just really excited for 2021. We go to start the next schedule at the end of the week, beginning of Feb in Agra, which I'm super excited about. I've never been and I've been dying to go my whole life. So I'm super excited to be doing an outdoor shoot there. And yeah, there's a few different things coming up, a few things in the pipeline. I don't really talk about anything until it's like we're on set and it started shooting because, there's been some, as you've mentioned, starts and stops. So I'm very careful now until I'm 100% sure I don't say nothing.
Correct. So are you open to going to the OTT platform also? It's the new big thing. I don't think there's like any star left just
That's
in a
not,
couple of
that
years.
hasn't done it, right? Everyone
Listen,
last year
listen
pretty
to
much has come
convince
on.
to convince her it's going to be a big deal.
I love the OTT platforms. I think the content they're releasing is phenomenal. It is like next level. I think it has opened a whole genre and a whole different almost medium in the industry. Projects that maybe wouldn't have been able to make it in the theaters are now getting solid attention. The stars, the talent, the directors, the scripts. I think it's just mind blowing. Yeah, the content that's coming on OTD. I would love to do OTD. I'm big fan of OTD, especially with cinema still coming back up. I think OTD is a good space for newer people, newer projects. It's giving them that space and that voice to kind of reach the masses with something that's maybe a little different than what would be your regular Friday box office thing. So I've loved the rise of OTD, like Z, Hotstar, Amazon, Netflix. I can't get enough. The shows that are coming out, the movies, it's just too much. It's too good. It's too good.
Uh, Isabel, tell me if I hypothetically, for a fun situation, give you to pick your next director or a kind of story, a kind of
Hmm.
film you want to be a part of, what would that be? Like, what's on your wish list?
There is. So actually one of my wish lists I'm in the process of doing now with this film, because it's a romantic comedy and I've always wanted to do a comedy. I've done like romantic, I've done drama, but I've never been put in like a hardcore comedy space. So I'm so excited to be like improvising and working on that. But I would love to do something like I've been reading about Rithik's Night Manager that he's now doing the remake. I would love to do something in that space. I'm just putting it out there in case anyone involved sees this and there's a role I can audition for. But,
Isabel is
you know,
channeling like all the good energies come my way. Like, listen, this is the
ha
role
ha.
to look out for.
I'm just putting it out there in the universe. You never know who may see these things, who may hear it, or who may speak. I'm just putting it out there in the universe.
Lovely. Isabel, tell me, this is something fun.
Okay.
Have you ever realized that I won't lie, people can mistake you for your sister as well? It took me 2 seconds to, you know, get you registered on the screen as well. Has it ever happened to you, funnily, at any place in public?
Well, not in real life, because I'm like half a person shorter than her. She's like a catwalk model, and I'm like a barely grown child.
But then, how does it, has it ever happened? Like, by any chance, someone has mistaken it for you and it has turned out to be a hilarious situation? Like, oh,
No, not in real life. No, because there's like a very significant height difference. But
lovely.
I do remember once a while ago, I don't know what I was doing. It was some random photo shoot or something, and one picture came. And in just this one photo, I had looked so much like Trina that I think she even used it as her profile pic for a while because she just wanted to see if people were gonna like be able to tell. But this was long time back, when we would do
Oh,
these
God,
musty things.
this is really funny. This is really funny.
She's like, I just want to see how many people notice whether it's you or me.
Like I would say from the side profile, it does give a lot of glimpse, like, because of course genetics, you can't help it. You
Yeah.
would look like your sibling. There's no other way about it. Um, Isabel, has there been a fun movie or a movie of Katrina you think that you would suit like the best if it's ever remade? Like something, a role which you think you would be happily doing it.
I mean, there's probably a few.
Yeah,
More
take
than a
them.
role, I'd think a genre. I'm always very jealous of the action genre that she does. She's so good at action, obviously. She's so amazing at it. And action is always something I've like always just wanted to do. I've always had an interest in it. As a kid, I wanted to do mixed martial arts. My mother said it wasn't appropriate for a girl, but that's another story. Um, but I've always wanted to do that. And even though I don't necessarily have the physique for it, that's a genre that I've always wanted to and would like to do, and that she crushes it every time.
Okay, just if you have to pick a film, if ever a film of Katrina's remake, as we call remakes, and Isabel gets to be in the part, what would be the
Oh,
part you would like to play? There must be something which, because I have a couple of you already in mind.
oh really? Well, what are your ones? Tell.
Like if I ever have to do a Namaste London remake, I
Namaste
would
then.
happily like pluck you up from like there in that role. It would suit you so good.
And it was such a good film, man. It was so fun.
It was
That's a
so
good film.
hilarious. Like I
Yeah,
love the
yeah.
music. The songs were amazing at
The
that
songs
time.
were amazing. The songs were amazing. I remember visiting her in Chandnagar to see her shoot that, and I was just like,
So what's your pick? You tell me now. I told you mine. You tell me yours.
oh, but I feel like your pick is the best one. Um, I'm scrolling. So I don't know if I would be good in it, but because I love the film so much, Zindagi with Hrithik. I love that film. I love one of my favorite directors. Like yeah.
I can imagine you with Hrithik. I think the night manager people need to consider that
Oh
Isabel is
wow,
a
yeah, there's
beautiful
a
for
theme here,
casting.
huh?
Yeah. Let's get Isabel and Hrithik in the frame. It will look good. Oh my god.
No. But yeah, I just love those kind of coming of age, the multicast type stories. I love those vibes. Like I directed a play like that in New York, a group of friends all coming of age figuring things out, and I just love those types of stories. They resonate with me, maybe because I'm still trying to figure things out.
Isabel, are you okay being part of films which are having a big cast? Because normally some actors genuinely shy away. They want the role and the arc light on themselves. You're comfortable with an ensemble cast?
I love ensemble casts. I think what's more important is that the script is good with an ensemble cast. Because if the script is good, then of course, like if you're part of a good film, you're part of a good film, whether it's a lead, a supporting, or an ensemble role. Like I think it's more important to be a part of a good project necessarily than having the biggest role in maybe say a bad project.
Okay, tell me, has learning Hindi as a language been a little tough? Why I ask, because very easily people dismiss that you have an accent, but nobody realizes that you are literally learning a new dialect, and a dialect which has to be super clear because those are the audience you are catering to.
Yeah.
You emote in literally those lines.
Mm.
Was it difficult? Because it can get daunting. And I remember out of all the people your sister has worked with, one thing which everyone says it's the biggest improvement ever. Like to know someone, and then she took all these years to learn, and today she's so good at it. Did
Yeah.
you also take your own sweet time to first understand the language and then step into Bollywood?
Yeah, it's something that I'm consistently working on and will continue to work on because Hindi is such a beautiful, complex language. And it does take time, like you said, to get rid of the accent because it takes years to get the muscles and the pronunciation and the tongue and the stresses. Like it is something that does take time to get it to perform on a matter of habit rather than a thought consciousness. Um, so yeah, it's something that I have worked on very hard. I will continue to work on very hard and just keep trying to improve whenever and wherever possible.
Lovely. I'll take one a little critical question with you here.
Okay.
Isabel, is it always a little too much would be the term I would use,
Mhm.
that all your introductions or all your comparisons come with your sister? And do you think it at a time as an
Mhm.
artist, because you're also in the performing arts, does it ever take a toll on you that it is too big as shoes to fill, or is it a little unfair also because you're your own individual? You have your own set of acting style, and she has her own, as we have already discussed, her genre, her niches, the way
Yeah.
she's built a career. Do you think it's easier said than done? It also comes as a disadvantage to be always being known as Katrina Kaif's sister, because ultimately it's Isabelle Kaif and her work and her choices which we are talking about.
Mhm.
Do you ever feel that it's a little too daunting or a little too harsh because people, as we have discussed, only see what they see on social media?
Yeah.
There's too much more to it.
Um, It can be a little harsh, but I think I'm fortunate in a way that we are very different as people and like in, as you said, in our styles, in the way we work, what draws us, what attracts us. So I think that helps because it's never like I'm trying to go in the exact same direction as her. I'm trying to like replicate her steps or her choices. But it can be a little bit harsh. But I mean, it's two sides to the coin. It's also very fortunate because obviously I wouldn't be able to get into the rooms and the meetings without that. So I think it goes both ways. But
But does it
I
ever
choose to choke
affect your
herself.
like this? Does it ever affect your performance next day? Like the pressure can be too high that you have to crack an audition. There's a name attached to it.
Um, yeah, I don't like her coming on my sets. That's not loud. Then I get very frazzled because
Yeah.
I guess maybe because her opinion, I really value her opinion. So when she's watching, I get nervous. So
Oh.
yeah.
It will be interesting, Isabel, to have you and Katrina in the same frame acting in a film. It will be really
Mm,
interesting. It will be like watching, like, as you said, two different sides of a coin, like a day
yes.
and a night. I can already see you. You are on this most jovial and laughterful side. And whenever we sit with Katrina, it's so poised. It's so calm. I feel like this is a Zen-like energy flowing out there.
Yeah, and I guess also that just comes with experience. I'm still new to all these things. I was caught a little off guard with the video thing. Um, but yeah, I guess my default is like nervous laughter.
But let me tell you,
She's
you
a
did
little more
perform
like
very
she's
well.
experienced. She knows how to handle these things. She's.
Yeah, at times we always wonder, like, she's
Yeah,
so
very
too zen.
composed.
It actually terrifies you at a point that it's too composed for your own good. You can't contain your excitement, and then it's like zen.
Mm.
So let's snap you out of this nervous laughter. I have some fun questions for you. Um, all you have to do is try your best to answer in young actors' name. Like you can take names Ananya, Shania, Tara
Mhm.
Sutaria, Ishan, Vicky, or in case if you get stuck, you can also try names in the Hollywood, but debutantes or young actors,
The newer
the new
generation, the
generation.
upcoming generation.
We are giving rest to our Katrinas and Adipikas and Ranveers.
Mhm.
Let's have a new generation fun. And let me tell you, all the answers are supposed to be fun. No harm
Okay.
caused is the warning we are already giving to
No
people.
harm caused. Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Little nervous, but let's go. Let's see. Let's
Yeah,
see.
that's really fun. Tell me your celebrity crush from the current generation or someone you really like, oh my God, he's my.
I love Siddhant.
This was so quick. I didn't have to even convince
Yeah.
you. We're channeling. Again, we have the second
Hmm.
channeling of energy going on here. Okay. If Isabel has to ever hook up or marry a certain youngster or, who would you pick?
Oh, I feel like marriage is too much pressure. I can't answer that question. I answered question so quickly. I feel like I should get this one off.
All right. Okay. I'll pass this one for you just because you were so good in the first opening
Thank you.
one.
Thank you.
Okay. A celebrity in
Hmm.
Bollywood you would want to be gossip buddies with whom you can go and talk about everything about films.
Sarah?
Oh, yes, that's a nice choice. She would be knowing everything. She's
I feel
already
like
from
she's worked with so many different directors and people and actors. I feel she'd be a fab person to chat with.
nice choice. Okay, tell me a newbie. It can be a girl or a boy who looks like a snack.
Looks like a snack.
Yes,
Looks yummy.
yummy.
Girl or boy? Um, Tara and Ishan. I chose one of both. They're both very yummy.
Oh yes, I like that. That's a nice choice.
Tara's
Okay,
too beautiful.
okay. A new generation actor you wish would be single, or a new generation actor in Hollywood you wish just would leave his girlfriend so you could go and date him.
In Hollywood,
Yeah.
I feel like I should have a really good answer to this. Who? Who's dating people?
This is
Oh
anyone
my god,
who's.
this is a really long pause. I'm so sorry, guys.
Can you think of anyone in Bollywood also? Because I can't think of
Dude.
Salman,
Okay,
Amir,
I'm gonna
okay.
say Ranveer. I think he's too damn cool. I think he's damn cool. And he's just so like crazy and funky. I love his film choices. Can I do that? Am I going to get in trouble? He's very merry. No. Like fangirl moment. That's what this is. Fangirl
Dude,
moment.
you have me in this one. I crushed on him like totally is the word. Like
Yeah.
totally.
I love his crazy fashion. I love his like loudness. I love his film
I sometimes get
choices.
jealous that he's married, like to the pickup the phone. That's even another heartbreak. So there are too many heartbreaks in one sentence.
But see, I think they're also like an amazing couple. So
Yeah,
like
like a
together, I
brilliant
think
couple.
they're very cool.
Yes. Okay. Tell me something.
Ooh, that
Um,
was a hard
have,
one.
okay. Have you ever used a cheesy pickup line on anyone, or has anyone ever used one on you on a film set or a shoot? Has it been a
On a
hilarious,
film set.
yeah, on a
Um,
hilarious incident ever that you have just said something so funny it turned out to be a stupid fangirl pickup line?
Okay, so I'm a little old-fashioned. I'm a firm believer that it's the guy's job to ask you out. I'm a little old-fashioned like that. Also, maybe because I'm shy, I would never have it in me to go up and be like, "Hey, you want to go out?" Like, no, I die. Oh my god, I'm dying just thinking about it. I'm a little old-fashioned that way. It's the guy's job. They don't have many of them, but that's one. They have to make the first move.
So guys, you have to
Um,
make a move on Isabel. She is not going to come up and tell you that you're hot. You have to
no,
walk up to
I'm
her
too
and tell her.
shy. I'll flirt, but I can't actually ask. It's too much. It's too much.
Lovely. Okay, tell me an actor you're currently stalking on social media, like you're obsessed with his or her gram feed.
Hers or her gram feed. I love Ananya's gram feed. I think her gram is really nice. It's like the perfect blend of like just her being herself, super cute and adorable, and like her personality coming through, and then like the professional stuff too. Sada also has a fab Instagram. I love her Insta. Her personality really comes through, so I like that. I like seeing that. I stalk them. I stalk them. Yeah. Who else do I stalk?
Do you even stalk, like, have you ever stalked your sister's Instagram? Ever? Like, even if you're in shoots, do you ever stalk Katrina's Instagram? Do you know it's one of the most followed Instagram accounts ever?
Yeah, her Instagram game is strong. She's really good at her
And she's very
Instagram game.
funny. That is the,
Yeah,
I
she
find
is.
to put it like, it comes as a surprise that she'll put it out something. I'm like,
Her, that's her very like everyday life humor though. She's very funny. Yeah, maybe if I like know like a shoot is coming out soon or like something is coming out that I want to see, maybe I'll stalk it to like check to see when she's dropping the photos or dropping the look or the trailer or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, tell me, Isabel, if you hypothetically,
Mhm.
it's hypothetically, get a chance to cast your next co-star, like who would you like to work with? Age no bar. I'm not saying someone has to be a
Age no
senior or
bar.
a Gen X, and it can be two co-stars, three co-stars, but something which
Okay.
you are like vying to work with. Seriously, like the kind of co-star you would love to pick.
Okay. Ranveer, obviously, I think he's amazing. Ishan is too good of an actor. Yeah, I think he's so funny. I think he's so funny. I would love to work with him and his energy. Who else? There's too many good actors roaming around these
Pick
days.
a girl co-star for that matter if you get a chance.
Ooh, a girl co-star. Um, I think Sada would be fun to work with. Alia's obviously amazing. Um, I'm trying to.
Yeah, they're good choices. You picked two good choices.
Um, her name has just escaped my head, but I think she's absolutely phenomenal. She was in The Boy Who Feels No Pain. Love her. I think she's amazing in everything she does. She's a phenomenal actress.
Lovely. Isabel, and before we close, before we bid goodbye, tell me something. Every day when you come back from the sets, are you taking your role home with you? Are you the kind of actor who sleeps over the performance or who just goes to the set and does what the director say? Who is Isabel Kaif as an actor?
Actor. So you know what? It really depends on the character and what I'm working on. Whenever I come back from set, like if I'm shooting the next day, I always go over whatever I'm doing the next day to make sure like I know what I'm doing in my scene. I always have a couple of improvs ready, depending how the director, what direction he wants to go and what the other co-stars want to do. Um, but no, I think because of doing theater. I think theater really helps you with this because you're doing sometimes 2-3 shows a day, 4 or 5 days a week, especially doing like some very sad or slightly dark theater. You learn to disconnect pretty fast because also you can't be so miserable all the time and keep up the energy to be doing performance after performance after performance. So I think that really helped me in able to like kind of when you pack up, distance yourself a little bit from the character. Um, so yeah, I think I've been lucky that I have been able to separate. I think I'm one that can step out a little bit,
That's nice.
kind
And
of.
we are closing it with a fun question.
Okay.
All right, this is something because whenever we pick up an interview, we always ask the fans if they have something to send. Yours one happens to be is Isabelle Kaif single. Now, trust me, why I don't know why people think that you're dating because I genuinely haven't seen any traces on your social media at least. But please, Isabelle, address. There are some young boys I think who out there want to know: are you single?
I am. Yes, I'm single. I don't know if all the long pauses about who your crushes were any clue, but yes, I am.
Guys, listen, Isabelle is as single as it can be. She's having exciting line of work coming up. Just wait and watch for her. I'm sure you all are gonna love her. Isabelle, all the best. And thank you for taking out time, for having the confidence in me to pull this off with you because I was equally nervous. I never wanted to put you in a space which would have not made you comfortable.
No, I was nervous, but this was actually great. It was really fun. It was nice. It was just having like a nice conversation. You're a great interviewer. You really made me feel relaxed and comfortable. Thank you.
No, trust me. You actually gave me some hilarious answer. I was
Oh,
wondering that will she ever answer me? And you gave me some hilarious answers, I'm telling you. And we're challenging the universe for all the good films and discussions we have done.
huh? Yeah, yeah.
But thank you so much, Isabel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was a great interview. Hopefully speak soon.
Yes,
And
and
have a
beyond the frame of Zoom, for sure.
yeah. And have a great day.
You too.